Rain, by far. It can rain very heavily. Our mission issued everyone ponchos because of it. It rains really hard. It's very common to be called, because you're a missionary, to give a sacrament meeting talk 3 minutes before you are giving it. But at the time, I was not in that situation. I was the family group leader, and I was preparing a talk, and I was talking about Daniel, and that he was a shepherd. I think it was Daniel. And I said abejas instead of ovejas, which means bees instead of sheep. And anyway, the whole congregation laughed, and I was like, oh yeah. One simple vowel change and you have a whole different word. So working with the members, either as a missionary or in a ward, really brings success, no matter what you're doing. If it's missionary work, awesome, but if it's reading the Book of Mormon, or if it's going to the temple, really getting to know, I guess the life lesson is, as you really get to know someone, then you have success. We really want to focus on knowing people, and knowing not just their names, not just where they work, not just what they do, but knowing their struggles, knowing what they're dealing with emotionally. That's where I have found the most success. I packed very simply. I only took white shirts and black pants. That was enough for me. I mean, ties, of course. It's difficult to say because you're really in the extremes. It can be really hot in the jungle, or it can be really cold in the mountains. Most of the time I wore a short sleeve shirt and a sweater and a jacket, because those layers can come off. And you can wake up in the morning and have it be 60s and then be over 100 during the day. It really varies. The mission was doing a better job of, providing like boots and ponchos for the areas that really need them. Apart from a warmer jacket, that was pretty much the only thing I bought, but I bought it in Cusco, and they're really cheap. Only the stray dogs. There's lots of stray dogs everywhere, but they never caused me any problems. This happened mostly at the beginning of my mission, and I've heard other missionaries share similar experiences. I was at the beginning of my mission. I knew Spanish pretty well, but didn't have a real firm grasp on it. And there were several times where I'd be teaching a lesson or just talking to a person on the street and walk away from that experience and not really have any idea what I said. Even if I said, I knew I was talking, but I had no idea what words were coming out of my mouth. And that was just a strong testimony to me of it's God's work, and we go and do the work in His place. We just have to go and do it, and He will aid us in any way He can. Well, I had 2 companions that I got from emergency transfers because they had been breaking rules. And it was hard for me to want to work with them because I felt like they shouldn't be there. And it was difficult to really want to love them. But as I, thought about those experiences, it was really me being prideful and not accepting my mission president or the Lord and His atonement. It wasn't my place to judge them or withhold my love from them. They just needed help. They needed to be understood. And if I could go back and change those 2-3 transfers with them, I would.